Welcome back, YouTube. This is Sean. It's August 18th, 2020, and I just filmed a 20-minute video and completely screwed up the sound. So I'm going to try to summarize what already happened in about 5 minutes because that's a bummer. My microphone totally screwed up. I tried my very first Facebook Live, or my very first YouTube Live, I'm sorry, and it just flat out didn't work. The audio was all scrambled. Nothing happened. And it was a significant video because I made my very first student loan payment on student loan number 6. You guys that were tuned in saw me pay off a loan last week. And so I'm going to jump right into it because I'm a little bummed about what happened, but let's do a screen share, jump right in here. We're going to jump into my Navient account and I'm going to show you that as of today, August 18th, 2018, I have a balance of $255,793.14. I paid off the 5th student loan last week with a final payment of $1,294.65. I still haven't gotten the final credit for it. That takes a little while. It probably takes a few weeks. It may be September before I see the final approval that that's completely paid off. But I wanted to give a quick summary to show you and catch you guys up. Those payments have really paid off, made a big difference over the last year. We're going to jump in here to tools, and any of you that are paying off loans should look at this. You go to interest estimator under tools, and this shows you what your daily interest is. So $39.91. My interest was $45 per day a year ago. And the significance of that is my student loan balance it's gone from 283 to where 283,500 or so to where it is today. And at that time, that interest was $45 a day. So $39.91 sounds a heck of a lot better. Because look at this, the number that I find to be significant for you, for me, for anyone paying these loans off is your weekly interest rate. And for me, that's $279.40. That was $315 beforehand. So my minimum payment that I have made sure to make all year is $315 because I want to know that I'm paying enough that my principal balance doesn't ever go back up again. And that's significant because if you pay $315 and you pay it towards one loan, the worst thing that happens is that your total balance stays the same, but you've reduced that loan that you're paying on by $315. That's a significant drop. So you can't always hit home runs. Sometimes you need a base hit. Maybe income's low. Maybe something's tight. Maybe an unforeseen incident comes up that takes up more of your money. The best thing you can do whenever possible is to not let that balance get bigger again. So look at your own daily interest rate, weekly interest rate, and then the other one that's significant here, monthly interest rate. At its worst, my monthly interest rate was $1,400. So it was closer to $1,500. So this has improved dramatically. I mean, even when you look at the difference, God, what's the difference? My weekly interest rate now, is $279.40. The difference between that $315 minus $279 . So that's gone down. My weekly interest rate has gone down $35 a week. So take that out over 52 weeks. That's $1,851 per year that my interest has reduced by simply by making consistent payments. My principal balance has gone from $283,000 to $255,793. And I really didn't start hammering on the principal until August of 2020. That's what's so crazy. It took me from November of 19 to August of 2020 to pay off my very first 2 student loans. They were in total about $7,000. So they were not a whole lot of money, but I wanted the psychological win of paying off 2 loans at the same time. And it took me dang near a year to pay off $7,000. Then I started paying on the 3rd student loan. So you'll see here, I paid those 2 off. I paid these 2 off officially. They didn't clear until September 13th of 20, but I paid them off in August. Then I paid off I started paying on that very next loan in August, and it was paid off I paid it off on Christmas Eve, 2020. And you'll see that in my YouTube channel. You can go back and look at that. Again, you don't get final credit for a few weeks later, but that balance was, it was over $10,000. So I paid that off in like 4.5 months. It was a much more aggressive payment system. And then I paid off the 4th student loan in the bunch. And I had that paid off by, it was Valentine's Day, like a month and a half or 2 months, I paid off $13,000. I mean, I just went haywire. I went crazy and paid that sucker off. Then I started paying on the 5th student loan, and I just paid that off last week. It took me a little bit longer because of other things that came up this year, but still in 5 months, I paid off a $14,000 loan. That is substantial. And now today, I made my very first payment, and this is the loan that we're going after next. It's the 6th student loan out of 12, and it's a $14,282 loan. And I made I already today on that YouTube live video, I already made a $300 payment with the initial goal of getting out of the 14,000s forever on this loan and starting to chip away at that. I want this thing gone in 3 months. That would be a realistic, aggressive goal, and I can do it. There's one other loan left that's built like that one, and it's loan number 11. They're very similar in balance. This one was slightly lower, but it also has a slightly lower interest rate of 6.5. This one's at 6.8. So we're going to pay this one off first. Then we're going to pay this one off. Then we have to go after this is the medium-sized loan. I may actually end up skipping this one because the interest rate is so low that the balance barely moves. But you look at I have 4 significant loans that are essentially $50,000 at 6.8% interest. And they're the ones that when I start paying them down, they will make the biggest difference in my interest in terms of what I'm paying daily, weekly, monthly. So even if I eliminate one of those, it's going to take away an enormous amount of interest. So that's about it. I think that that should catch you up. Be sure to use that tools feature. Get back to me. I have to figure out how to get back to me again. There. Hi. So that's it. I mean, I made the payment already. We've made the first payment towards paying off the 6th student loan. $300 today gets us into the 13,900s. And that's always my little strategy. The small amounts frequently will win. It'll get me there and it'll get you there. The biggest lesson, the biggest takeaway I've had in this process so far of paying these things off is that getting started was the hardest part. And I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't even believe that I would be successful. I just was so fed up with not doing anything about it. But the magic of this was starting to make the payments and then seeing I saw my business grow. I saw my income go up dramatically. I saw my confidence change, and it's been utterly life-changing. And by spending so much, it's like I'm finally living honestly. I'm facing who I am daily. There's no more running and hiding and feeling shameful about those loans or feeling the weight and the burden of those loans. I truly have taken them all in. They don't scare me anymore. And I just gobble them up bite by bite, and I'm plowing through it. And I know they're going to go away. They're going to be gone. I don't know when, and I don't care. They no longer affect me psychologically like they used to. So I hope that you guys can get something from that and feel a little faith, feel a little hope, and just get started. Do something for yourself. Thank you. That's I wish that YouTube live video would have worked out, because there was some good stuff in there. But that's the summary. I'll be back. Have a good night. Take care.